Langma is situated western side of Kokrobite or Accra. Because of why I mentioned Kokrobite, from Kokrobite, then you are coming towards Langma. So Langma is the boundary of the whole Greater Accra when you come into western side of Accra.
Hello, my name is Rosemary Anyimba, welcoming you to today's episode of Community Watch. We are here at Kokrobite to talk about their poor state of roads. Behind me are a group of drivers who are ready to share their concerns with us. Gabriel Budaitagwa is with them to talk about the issue. Come along as we join them.
Thank you very much, Rosemary Anyigba. We are at the taxi rank at Kokrobite, but in no time, just as Rosemary Anyigba said, we'll be moving with some of these drivers all the way to Langma, a nearby community. We are focusing on the poor state of their roads, and the drivers are here ready to speak with us. The conversation started even before this edition started rolling. Drivers, Charlie, I could hear auto bass, all the forms you can think of. Drivers, move on now. Drivers, are you there? Okay. I want to start with the chairman of the Drivers Union here. Welcome to Metro TV's Community Watch. What's the state of your roads?
Kokrobite Langba Taxi Union. Waji money wa yo Kokrobite biene wa lodo. Keje Kokrobite ke ya Langba. Si noni wanagba krede ni wa face o yegbene noji. Wa road there ko ba she road there no road there na gba wa ni jinoko ni egba wo ka se na wa toji efe ko oyigbe no noko even bia ne po ka ache wa Langba po wo sumo ni wa ya eja ke wa road there fite ni bi kan ha wa fite toni e sisi fe ko ta toni e mi gbugbu ha ni water se ko me fa ka ni bi bo joint ke no fia no da ne ko tu no ko fio ko ni wa na o ke ya bo so kan o ke ha here pass no ke wa wo toni e sisi eche no esa fite ko ni wa na ka ji don Langba leje no ko ni sani wa ya don e wa ka me che wo bu ame wo sumo ni wa ya e ba la ka ji moto bi eji money ba femini ba ko road e bia nani ame run o egbe no ni wo niji Kokrobite Taxi Union bi e bu wo na no ko kejeje me because o route e very bad ke han wo.
Okay. So you've heard from the chairman, applause from his colleague drivers, meaning that he has succinctly expressed their concern. What have you done about it? We have leaders, or even as drivers, concerned citizens, you can come together and work with government to have it resolved. So I'm asking if they've taken any step on this.
Yeah, what a ga municipal no ka me atashi ni wo bia me sana ka shi bia na wo route ni ji Langba da ne wo pio eshika aka route permit wo pio da ne even po wo po ababa bia na ko na ba bi na ka shika mi na me fio ka ha wo ye na ka road ke ame ba jo ka ha wo last year
You met leaders at the South Municipal Assembly, and you mentioned that they've been collecting tolls from you, and they said they were going to think about it. So they don't have ready solution to your problem. I'm a very ready solution.
I'm a best solution ko ha obi ane. Last year on what day BTA ko work afọ me yin agaji ke be ke ba yin ka me ye grade aje be wala nche wo hefu ni wo ke wo mi ko na me ba grade be no ke ha wo no wa me ka me ba join ke ha wo. E wo won wa member bi ene ameba na me ba che wo AMA stickers ke ni bi efe ameba renew ke ha wo ke na ka route permit olenwe ameba ni ameba he eshika wa pafa ya ka shi ke government ya lo nu pa banya amewa wo ko ni ameko Langba Kokrobite egbe ke ha wo ni wo hun ke wo he pass e banya che to mo 3 months alo 4 months ko da ne ba fite ke ha wo ko ba da nu mo shi wa ke leaders e fe shi wo pa me fa ya ke amewa wo ye ne ke Langba road here.
Thank you very much. You've heard from the chairperson, and each time he speaks you hear his fellow drivers applauding him. There is this gentleman here, he walked into the program by saying that this road has been deplorable for the past 100 years. Said emphatically. And I was wondering, has he been alive since, the last 100 years? Into Oyajamelo. Well, no, Saneko country, no, Kaka Road, no, Kashife, Afio Hane. In Kwabodin in Drankenche, oh, if 100 years low.
I've been here for 100 years, Mo. She no one in you, Naga, Kajabena for me, road Bene Cashier, Naga no, you Bene Cashier. No one, honey, if you no go to Monaca. Even what Onupa Ekome, she and Hollow Jeme. Jamena, I'm a hotel, would you come, Jame, Jameno, Nigame, I'm a Chile, I'm a Baho, Namena road there, Namena. I'm a fay no go. Kasha beni abavote amekaba wo ame politics me gani bi ame ha wa ka gaji wonyo vote wo ha meta amba fe na kan road ame ha wo kan bi ka agbe e ka me sa me shi road ame machie ko no ni mbaye na kan
yeah ipa cho me wo ha 30 years nie okokro bi te ni Langba aha ne de ka ya adwuma saa anu kwasem ni problem aye wan de eso se obi epra Langba omo frɛ anadwo emiekɔ Ebre kese timi du wontam no yenu wontam last say mam be ko fan say wonyem mam ne wo e wo meka mu wo meka mu
the woman delivered in the car
esa se kwani ndia timetime first speed ere afra nu friend say hospital eti yesra ma se omore ere no ma afra so yesa wo mpanifo kwan so we say former GP the fear wa ha no former GP
you mean former Inspector General of Police stays there?
Mr. Amwa, that's what Dr. Amwa, that's what Ibapi, Kasfon, I over to marry Abuan, and so never say, Cano, as Sunti, one of Quaswa, one of Tiffy, Yamon, money, just rub my somewhere in wine.
Thank you. So he's mentioned that there are high profile personalities who stay within this vicinity, and they expect that they could partner them together with government to ensure that the road is fixed, but so far they haven't heard anything from them yet, and as such they are appealing to the local government and also central government to step in, and they are prepared to meet them halfway to also contribute to ensure that their roads are fixed. This is just the beginning of the show. We are now moving from the Kokrobite taxi rank, where we are now, which you could see in your shots, to then experience what it takes to walk or drive on an untarred road, which looks really messy and pothole-ridden.
At an intersection now, and this road behind me leads to the community's clinic. I have the development chief here to share more with us. Please, can you tell us about the state of this road and how it's affecting you?
Thank you. My name is Jonas Nioko, as a development chief of Langmar. And why this road is important for us, because there's a clinic behind us, which was built currently by the gas out. It's yet to open. But if you see the situation of the road, it's very terrible. You can't even drive to the clinic. So we hope and wish that the government will see to it so that we have good access road to the clinic. And also, I wish you guys can go with me and see the clinic yourself so that we can talk more about it.
All right. So come along as we take a look at the situation.
We are at the site where the clinic for Langma is. And trust me, I least expected to see an edifice like this. It is beautiful. I say kudos to originators or those who started this initiative. Rosemary, what was your initial impression?
It's really beautiful. I must say, I like the paintings as well, the color of the paint. And it looks very, very nice. I'm hoping that they start using the place as soon as possible.
We have with us the development chief to then tell us, so this clinic isn't open yet?
No, it's not. We are hoping that it will be open very soon.
Okay.
But yes, still, if you look at the kind of how beautiful this is and the road I showed you earlier, you could see that it doesn't
tally at all.
So we are hoping that they will do something about the road and open it very soon for us, because if somebody is sick or pregnant, we have to drive to Aplaku or nearest village to the hospital. So we are hoping that it will be, once it's done, then we should also enjoy it very soon.
Right, so it was through good intention that the project was started, which for me is very commendable to think of residents here. But then it has to be completed so that government could be given 100% point or 101 kudos. And I'm sure that residents are seeing exactly what is happening, and they will give credit to where credit is due. You are still on Community Watch here on Metro TV with me, Gabriel Ni Obodai Atupra Atunam Togbo Ashon, with Rosemary Anyigba and Ni Adote Alote and Prosper Wonyo.
My name is Ni Buenote Baakundi First, Langma Manche.
Why have you really been persistent to ensure that challenges of your community are highlighted? Is it that they are not receiving the needed attention?
Yes. And it's true, like the way you said it. The community is not having attention of the government or the chief executive of the area, because we know that our community have been developed by the government, especially the road. And sometimes I saw how Metro TV Community Watch, the way people are interested on the way you are helping the areas. So I also try to invite you to come so that we also put our problems before you. I know my development chief have done a lot, because I know that he can do that. But the final is that I want the government leaders to know that Langma is not a village. Langma is not as far somewhere that we have to enjoy such a road. And even clinic, now that we are getting clinic, it means a lot of people have died before the clinic supposed to be here. If you are doing something without the government will say, hey, what we are doing is wrong. Nobody is doing road now, as I'll do it as my private road. No way, unless the assembly is contacted. So my final issue is the government should come to our aid. Otherwise, next 4 years is just tomorrow. It's not too far. It's just tomorrow.
So they are being committed to also contribute to the development they want to see, meeting government halfway. You've heard from residents and also the traditional leader of Langma. It's time to also hear from the assembly member of Kokrobite electoral area. He's Nisaka. After his interview, we shall once more engage the roads engineer at the South Municipal Assembly. So together we see the way forward for the state of the roads, the deplorable state within Langma and within the Kokrobite electoral area, but then also the clinic. Right, so we start with the state of the road. How come the road hasn't been fixed or rehabilitated or checked for quite some time now? It looks really deplorable.
Yes, I agree. First of all, let me thank Metro TV for the good work we are doing for Mother Ghana, especially Kokrobite electoral area. How about these roads from Kokrobite to Langma have been in existence for years? But you know, governance is a process. We take it one after the other. As an assembly member for electoral area, when we are presenting your proposal to the assembly, you cannot present everything. We have 26 electoral area in South, and so therefore, based on the money that the assembly gets, is what we use to do our projects. And let me state that roads is not done internal generated money that we get at the assembly. That is not what we use for roads. It is from the central government. We have a lot of challenge in Langma so far as the Langma community is concerned, and we are taking it one after the other. God willing, this year, we are going to tackle that road.
You've mentioned that the nature of the road falls or goes beyond your capacity, yet you are giving an indication that the road will be fixed this year. So how do we reconcile the two? It is beyond you, and you are giving us assurance that it will be fixed this year, Honorable.
Assembly comprise the MC, the MP of Potia Nongresia Monfo, as well as the MP for Damuabra Ubo, and they are part of our meetings. So when it comes to meetings, issues of these natures are being asked. Our urban road engineer is part of our meetings. So all the proposals that they have made to the central government, when we ask those questions, that is the answer they give to us.
What did they say?
According to them, they've sent a proposal and it's going to be captured. This year budget is going to capture the Kokrobite Langmar road for sure.
Okay, so this is a succinct response, the fact that it's going to be considered for this year's budget. So hopefully it will be done so the road is fixed for the people of Langma. Quickly, the clinic it appears completed, at least for the layman from my perspective. That's what I see. What do you also think, dear viewer, from what you are seeing now? Why is it not yet open, Honorable?
Isn't that we are rushing? We have a process in government that I told you earlier. This project have lasted less than a year. So the good people of Langma should thank the MCE for South Municipal Assembly, Honorable Joseph Nyan, the MP of the area, former MP, Honorable Habib Saad, and Mangoso, for bringing that project to their doorsteps. It's going to be done. When you give a contract to a contractor and he finished, he hand over to the municipal assembly. The municipal assembly will hand over, being the clinic, they will hand over to the Ministry of Health. They have their own internal arrangement that they are supposed to do. Don't forget that. Now, as we speak now, you don't have ministers in place. You don't have municipal chief executives in place. The only thing we have is MP. We can't do it whilst there's no municipal chief executive in place, no minister in place.
These people are political appointees, and we do have civil servants and technocrats who are there to be working even in the absence of these officials. And if because of elections and the fact that we don't have these people in place, people's lives are at risk.
I agree. There are decisions that the technocrats cannot take. For instance, we have the Director of Health at South Municipal Assembly. He can't solely go to Langma and inaugurate a project that have been done by government. Government have done it. They have to hand over to the ministry. When they finish and they are going to do the commission, government has to be involved so that the good people of Ghana will know that the taxes that they are paying, government is making good use. I'm telling you.
So the clinic in Langma is left to be commissioned. That's why it is not open for the people here.
Yes, and it will be done very soon.
Honorable. Maybe someone might have even died because we are waiting to commission the facility.
People of Langma in the first place, they will not send that project to Langma. So sending the project in the first place to Langmar, it means we know their concerns, we follow their concerns, we share with them. They should give us some breathing space and it's going to be done. The project itself has been done, so the commission will be done very soon. We just began the year. I mean, let's give ourselves a month or two. We are appealing to the good people of Langma and good people of Ghanaians. Beginning of the year, every year, when there's elections, things have to slow down a bit. Don't forget, we have a challenge at hand since last year, March, the COVID. Things didn't work well as a nation. We are not in normal times. I'm talking about in terms of finances. If we need to take money from private schools, for instance, companies, and they are facing this challenge, how will you get that money? You can't get it. So the assembly is running at the cost, the nation as well. So let's give ourselves some time and things will start moving. We will really hit the ground, but they should give us some time.
Nisa Kalote is indeed speaking like a politician, and we know that he's committed, at least even agreeing to speak with us. And looking at what he's explained, we know that he sure would follow up on his words and ensure that some of these concerns are addressed. So please continue watching Community Watch on Metro TV, as in due time we will be bringing you the success story, because as we always say on Community Watch, it's not all about the challenges but also the solutions. If the authorities are making real-time difference across the communities, it's worth highlighting and then commending them for the great works they do. We move over to the Gansao Municipal Assembly to speak with the roads engineer. Come along.
You are still watching Community Watch here on Metro TV. My name is Rosemary Anyinga. We are now with the Municipal Engineer for Urban Roads at the Gansao Municipal Assembly. Engineer, please, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Your name?
My name is Engineer Daniel Soa.
Okay, Engineer, please, can you tell us about what the Assembly or what you are doing about the Langmar roads?
Good. Langmar Road is a stretch of road that is very deplorable. And it is a road that connects to a community beyond the Langma. And as I'm talking to you right now, getting to the latter part of last year, an inventory was taken on that road and we submitted for approval. Luckily enough, it's been approved, and it is in the process of awarding to a contractor to come and fix the road. And basically that is what we are on now.
So what's the timeline? How will it take for the road to be fixed?
I'm very sure that within the next few months we should be able to get somebody on the road, because procurement goes through processes, and I have to go through procurement processes before it gets to the award stage. So until they finish with the procurement processes, we cannot award it.
What's the time frame? How long do you think it will take for you to fix the road?
We'll look at in the next 6 months' time, we could see an action on the road if all things be equal.
Okay, so what's your assurance to the residents there? What's your assurance to the drivers, people flying that route?
Right. I want to assure them that they should just exercise patience. There are a lot of roads that we took together, and some have started. Theirs is about to start. Even though we know that they are going through a lot of difficulties applying that road, because driving on that road is not an easy thing at all. But the assurance is that the coming year, what we are in need now, in the next few months, we could see some upgrade on that road. We could see the road fixed for them to have the travel comfort that they need to have on that particular stretch of the road.
So we'll be coming in 6 months. You are sure that something will be started on that road for them?
I said if all things be equal. I am very sure. But if all things be equal, we could see something on the road.
I want to render my sincere thanks to Metro TV and their management. Everybody here, especially Ni Ogoda Etogwashon and the crews. Yes, you have done well, because I know you came to Langmar for a long. You wasted your time, because you have entered Langmar not now.
Yeah, we've been here for several hours with.
Yes, several hours now. So I thank you.
Nino, yeah.
And also the Metro TV as a whole.
Rosie, we've finished with the program and you've seen how it's all turned out. Your final take?
I'm really glad that the chief has the people and the community at heart, such that he took this bold step to contact us. It is my prayer that the government see to it that they address the road and fix it for them. Besides, the president said his second term is going to be the year of roads. So I'm hoping that this road gets fixed before the end of his term.
Year of roads. Please give Langma one of these roads. We are all appealing. Give Langma one of these roads, and we shall be here to highlight it and acknowledge the effort made. Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you, Ni Adote Alote, and thank you to Prosper Wonyo. Bye-bye for now.